Role models are people looked to by others as an example to be imitated. There can be good and bad role models. A role model should be passionate about their work and have ability to inspire, have a clear set of values, the ability to overcome obstacles, and have a commitment to their community and be selfless as possible and accept others. True role models are those who possess the qualities that we would like to have and those who have affected us in a way that makes us want to be better people, to advocate for ourselves and our goals and take leadership on the issues that we believe in. We often don't recognize our true role models until we have noticed our own personal growth and progress. There are many types of role models, such as athletes, actors, singers, family members, friends, teachers, political figures, and so on. All these people can influence us to be who we want to be in the future. Certain people in these categories might have qualities that we want to achieve or are very relatable and have common life situations we've had. Celebrity role models can be good or bad influences. Celebrities are in the center of the public eye, so whatever they can do influence the young people. Their image can be either a very clean-cut one or one that is derogatory and crude. This can influence their fans to do what they do, such as drugs and alcohol, because if their role model does it, it's okay, right? Athlete role models can also be good or bad influences. If said athlete worked their way to the top all by themselves, it's very inspiring. Yet if another athlete took drugs or cheated to win and enhance their athletic ability, young athletes might think it's okay to do so as well. Athletes as role models were formerly appropriate because the press only reported their redeeming qualities. We never heard of Ricky Mantle's problems with alcohol, Babe Ruth's womanizing, or Ty Cobb's racism. Now we all know steroid abuse, domestic violence, and drug addiction in sports, as well as entertainment, politics, and about every other walk of life. America's #1 role model is fame. Sadly, in our society, what seems to be admired, prized, and revered more than anything is quite simply fame. If you're famous, then you're admired. You can be famous for good, for bad, or just for being. If you're famous, people will flock near you to have pictures made with you, and many of them will want to be just like you. Family member role models are a huge influence on young children. Even when it's not apparent, the child is watching everything that the parent does, how they talk, how they treat others. When a parent gossips and makes fun of other people, this is what the child learns. If a parent acts like a bully to another person, this is what they show the child to do. Kids respect adults who walk their talk. Children are sensitive and smart with an uncanny ability to distinguish between adults who only talk a good game and those who play the game by the rules they preach. Credible adults inspire kids' confidence and admiration. What kids see and believe, they become. Each and every day, parents build a legacy for their kids to inherit. Peer influence is a huge thing when becoming a teenager. When your friends are doing something such as drugs, you're pressured to do it so you won't look like an outcast or a loser. Suddenly, your friends become your role model because you want to be exactly like them. It also can be the other way. A person in your school who has high grades and achieves goals can become your role models too. Teacher role models are considered a main influence to a child's education and future success. Teachers, because of a large amount of time spent with children, have such a huge impact on children that they're being told to be likable in order to build strong emotional relationships with the children. Research has shown that role models that are teachers encourage people's support for tobacco ban more effectively than direct policy. Promotion. The role models are greatly impact learning and development. There's no debate about that. Positive role models provide us both an example and inspiration. We can see the reality of a life well lived rather than just learn about the abstract concept. The danger is picking the wrong role model. We often confuse greatness with fame. Greatness is about what you give. Fame is about what you get. Negative role models, however, can influence children. Sometimes widely admired public figures can make poor choices. Young children may assume that behaviors of negative role models are typical, safe, and acceptable. Parents and caregivers can intervene by emphasizing those role models who embrace inappropriate behavior, violence, sexuality, race, and gender stereotypes, and drug and alcohol abuse is not acceptable. Another few qualities a good role model should have is demonstrate confidence in leadership, don't be afraid to be unique, communicate and interact with everyone, show respect and concern for others, be knowledgeable and well-rounded, have humility and willingness to admit their mistakes, and do good things outside their job. Some qualities of a bad role model is someone who takes credit for other people's work to inflate their own value and deflate the value of others. Someone who belittles or yells at someone in front of others, particularly when they do it specifically to make a statement. Someone who complains about people to others, particularly their staff or managers behind their backs. And someone who refuses to let others speak or present their opinions and puts others down when they do speak out. Someone who makes random and often purely emotional decisions with no explanation or rationale. Negative role models are the people that set a bad example, but rather than ignore them or simply criticize them, we should aim not to be like them. We should understand what they are doing wrong and make sure we don't fall into a similar trap. We may have many negative role models that we remember when faced with a situation where we can behave in the way that we would behave. We use their example not to pursue, but to acknowledge and avoid. One of my role models is my older brother, Tom Bent. He demonstrates how I would be when I am his age. He is very wise and doesn't get frustrated when situations get hard. Tom also has a I don't care what the negative people say attitude, which I highly admire. He also strives to be the best he can be and overcome all his obstacles. Another one of my role models is my mom. She never gives up and finishes what she starts. My mom always encourages me to be the best person I can possibly be. She doesn't tolerate lazy people and rude people and knocks them out of her way to succeed. My mom always puts my brothers and me first. A person who I see as a negative role model is my cousin. She was a straight-A student but then became influenced by horrible people. She started failing her classes because it was cool. She constantly harassed my little cousin and her parents. She was addicted to the virtual world of social media. Her role models became her peers that made her become like this. She is what I do not want to become, ever. In conclusion, a role model is what you want to become and what you strive to be. A bad role model is someone you do not want to become. There are many types of role models we can look up to, from our families to celebrities, but we must be careful about who we choose to be like. If we choose wrong, we become a bad influence as well.